Hey there guys, this is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm Stephanie and today's reading is about your goddess energy and guidance. We're going to be tapping into what goddess messages are coming through, whether you are resonating with any of them, maybe some inspirational myths or stories or messages that may be applying to you and your life, or if you want to embody any type of goddess energy. But I have 3 piles here for you today. The first one is going to be this black moonstone. Pile 2 is going to be this gorgeous little flower agate. And pile 3 is going to be this lepidolite palm stone. So take a moment, maybe meditate a little bit before we get into your piles, and I'll be ready for you whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose this gorgeous black moonstone, this is a really lovely stone. It's one of my favorites. I've never really connected with regular moonstone, but this one, I don't know, there's just something lovely about it. But the card you chose, we're going to look on the back side, is Ishtar. Ishtar is the multi-layered Babylonian creator goddess, the source of all life and embodiment of the power of nature. She is the giver of plenty, a lawgiver, a judge, the goddess of time, as well as the goddess of both love and war. Her name means giver of light and derives from her role as Queen of Heaven. She is the planet Venus as both morning and evening star, and her girdle is a zodiacal belt. Ishtar descends to the underworld and restores the vegetation god Tammuz to life and thus restores fertility to the earth. As she descends, she removes a veil at each gate. While she is underground, all life on earth is depressed and nothing comes to life. Ishtar is a multifaceted, powerful symbol of forthright mode of being that is unafraid to venture into the depths of the underworld. She represents the creative feminine, active and strong. So she's a Babylonian goddess, but she's also giving me a little bit of Persephone vibes because she's able to go into the underworld. And maybe that's where the myth of Persephone got its inspiration from, because I'm pretty sure the Babylon culture is a lot older than the Greek culture. And they all kind of, lend to each other in the myths and such. So if you resonate with Ishtar, or maybe you were Babylonian in a past life, and this resonates, you can take that. But your first goddess here is Ishtar. We have brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, personal power. Yeah, I really feel like you're stepping into your power, pile 1. The child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, tenderness. And then we have 3 more goddess cards. You can take these as goddesses that you can take inspiration from, or they may just resonate with you. But the first one we have is Irene. Somebody's name may be Irene. Peace. There is no need to worry, as everything is working out beautifully. Hathor, joy. I think she is also Babylonian. Let me get the book and just make sure, but it's interesting that there are... I'll look into that in a minute. And then we have the dance unveiling. Oh, this is beautiful. This is Kuan Yin, and this is from the Kuan Yin Oracle, so you don't have to accept her as a goddess unless she just truly resonates with you. I'm just using the Kuan Yin Oracle for the messages that are coming through, but I'm already getting such beautiful energy, pile 1. So I'm looking at this is a Legendary Ladies Oracle deck, and so far I've been loving it. I love the artwork. It's very bright. It's very happy. She's Egyptian. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. Egyptian, goddess of love and joy. Hathor, the golden one, appears to usher in a new era of celebration and joy. And I've been getting that you're really stepping into a whole different level of being, pile 1. I feel like you have done some inner growth, some childhood trauma healing, or maybe just healing anything that you may have picked up when you were a child, whether that was from the adults around you, the adults that raised you, or maybe even certain situations like at school, with your peers, with friends. I feel like you have really learned to release that. One way I've done this is when I'm in a meditative space, I kind of envision myself when I was a child with, all her imperfections, her sticky fingers, her annoying ways. And I just look at her and I tell her everything is going to be okay and I love you so much. And even little things like this you think are not going to have an impact, but that is one way you can definitely heal your inner child. Because I think sometimes we see at our younger selves and we have a sense of self-hatred or self-annoyance. Like you just think, oh, I was just such a bad kid, or I did this and that. But the truth is, you were a child. You were learning how to be a human, an adult human. You were learning how to get by with the things that were surrounding you, with the lessons you were being taught, which may not have always been the best ones or the most beneficial ones for you at the time. Just a lot of self-forgiveness is coming through, and in doing this, you're able to really let go. Like even as I'm talking right now, I'm feeling a big weight coming off of my chest, off of my heart. You're able to let go of any blockages that prevented you from moving forward in life, whether that is through career, love, spiritual development, self-love, whatever it is. I really feel, especially because there's 2 cards here holding on to children, healing your inner child or healing your past traumatic childhood is really going to help you usher in a new era of being, a new way of being, a much more gentle and powerful, really, way of going through life with brilliant beliefs, personal power, luminous life force. I really do think you're tapping into your personal power, pile 1. And I don't know if in a past life you were Babylonian or Egyptian. I think those areas overlap. I think parts of Babylon were also where modern day Egypt is. So correct me if I'm wrong. I just always felt those two had very similar energies. But that could just be me. But it's interesting that there's just a lot of love and joy. You may be either considering becoming a mother or actually be pregnant or have children. Something about children here, and being able to heal your inner child, you're able to better relate to your children or to know that you're capable of raising kids yourself, if that has been an issue or something that has been on your mind, pile 1. Take that only if it resonates. It doesn't have to resonate with everybody. With the dance unveiling here, I'm getting like a Kundalini awakening. I'm getting somebody who is learning how to be more confident in how they step forward and how they're able to present themselves. Maybe you're in a position either at work or in your, however you make money, maybe even in your social circle, where you have to present and be more in the public eye, where people are having to listen to you more. So I really feel like some of these blockages are going to help you be more presentable, be more a commanding presence, be more of an authority figure, an authority role, something about really just having a powerful presence and knowing that people can trust you the way a child would trust their mother is what is coming here. Also, peace. I do feel like you have had worries in the past about how certain things would work out. But the thing is, when you're so confident and when you are really in your power, you don't have as many worries because you know that regardless of what the outcome is, regardless of what happens, you are going to be able to control everything, shift the energy, maybe do something about something. You're really going to be able to literally be in control. You are in charge and no one can make you feel any other way. No one can tell you what to do. Well, respectfully, of course, they can, but you know what is best for you, and you know the power you are stepping into is going to allow you to fully be yourself and allow you to shine as well. I feel like people are really going to accept this this persona you're displaying. I see how these 2 women look very serene, very powerful, and very beautiful. All of them really, but very serene. Someone that despite being in their feminine energy, they're still very much an authority figure here. You may actually be a dancer. Maybe this is what is coming through, or a musician. I forget what these are called. The little, they have a weird name, but I've seen them and I heard them be played, but they sound like a tambourine. And this is actually one of Hathor's instruments. You may learn to play a new instrument, or you may be into sound healing. Maybe you attend certain classes or gatherings where people play like Tibetan bowls, something where this sound heals you essentially, whether that is actual, you know, current pop music or whether it's something like classical music. Regardless of what it is, I feel like, or binaural beats. Maybe you're into binaural beats. I do play them sometimes when I'm doing my readings here, if you can hear them, on a very low setting so it doesn't disrupt anything. But I feel like sound healing is going to be very beneficial to you, pile 1. Subliminal messages maybe as well, but I'm kind of very picky with those because not all of them are great. There's very few that I actually enjoy and that I trust fully. Some numbers coming through, we have 45 and we have 36. So they both add up to be a 9 in numerology if you add 5 and 4 and 3 and 6. So you may be a life path 9. You're also, whatever speech impediment you may have, I feel like you will overcome this because I'm getting that a lot. So if you're new to public speaking, or if you're new to having to speak for long periods of time, this will get cleared out. Like whatever blockages, whatever little speech impediment, that's temporary. It's not going to stay with you. It will eventually, with time, with practice, just, you know, fall away, just because you'll be more confident again, as I said. But yeah, these two are life path 9s. Somebody may be 45 or 36, or there may be like a period of 11 years where, is that 11? No. I can't do math. I'm sorry. When unless it's numerology or something, like certain numbers just do not click with me. I can't do math when I'm channeling. I wish I could. I wish I had a mathematician in my spirit team so that they could help me with this. I have an astrologer, but they only deal with angles, and that helps, but not so much with regular maths. But yeah, there may be a large, like about 10 years worth of time between your growth, or maybe it's taking you that long to get there. But regardless, let's move on to the tarot, because I'm getting just such confident energy and somebody who's really grown into their confidence. This is beautiful to watch. It's also beautiful to know that you have been healing, because I think we like to put our childhood behind us and say that it doesn't bother us, but the truth is that it does, even at the most subconscious level. Even down to like whatever your mother was going through in utero. That's been something I've been having to tell people a lot lately. Like what your mother was going through when she carried you. Or if you have children, the energy you were in when you were carrying them. You think it's in the past because you've already had them and that was there. But the truth is, it can still impact you to this day if you have not resolved that energy. So if you are somebody who does shadow work, who does do meditation, and you want to release something like that, I encourage you to do so. But let's move on to the tarot portion. I'm using Tarot of the Divine because there's a lot of myths and goddesses and gods that come out in this deck, and if they resonate, especially with something that's already popped up before, I would like you to take that as a message. So we're going to start with the Emperor. This is King Arthur. 8 of Swords, Page of Wands, Death, and Page of Swords. And then to clarify this deck, we have, I'm using the Sacred Sisterhood tarot. I almost said oracle. It's a tarot deck. And you're gonna have to give me a minute because there's a lot of nudity in this because, of course, you know, the sacred feminine. We're celebrating women's bodies, but on YouTube we cannot show all of women's bodies. We have the Ace of Wands. It's also in French, so give me a minute while I translate. We have the King of Wands. Yeah, lots of dominant energy here. We have Justice. We have the Two of Wands. And we have the Devil. And should I get back at the deck energy? No? Okay. So yeah, you're definitely stepping into your power, pile 1. And it's interesting that this is the only man to come forth. This is King Arthur. I don't know if you are into Arthurian legend. You may be of Anglo, specifically English ancestry, or British ancestry. I'm not exactly sure which one's more appropriate here for Arthurian legend. But this is the sword and the stone. I feel similarly that you are about to pull out this sword and definitely be considered queen of your own realm or king of your own realm. I know this is a goddess guidance reading, but if you are somebody who identifies as a man and you want to take goddess energy regardless, you know, just adjust this to your level. I will eventually come out with a gods and goddesses reading. I just don't have a really good gods oracle or tarot deck, because right now in the market, in the tarot market, in the oracle market, everything is very feminine leaning, and I'm okay with that, but I would like to have something that has a good blend of both, or, you know, maybe focuses on gods, because there's not a lot out there. And again, I'm not complaining, it's just I would like there to be some balance if I was to do one that was both gods and goddesses. But regardless, we have the Emperor here and the Ace of Wands. I really feel like you're gonna get such a rush of inspiration to finally be in your dominant energy, pile 1. I'm getting somebody who is stepping into their masculine energy for sure. I'm saying dominant because I don't want you to take masculine to mean that you're becoming more man-like, though if that resonates or if that's a way that you can understand it, then take it. But you're definitely more in charge of your life, your queen, ruler of your realm. You're also just glowing. I didn't mention this in the previous oracles, but I did kind of notice it. But there is a glow about you. I feel like people are going to notice. Also here with the sunflowers. Sunflowers are just so, they're the glowiest of the flowers out there. There's something radiant about you. Sorry if you noticed a cut. I didn't realize that my storage ran out. It's just been one of those days with recording, but anyway, but this moves us on to the King of Wands. So I love that the King of Wands in this deck is an old lady, because I don't know if you've ever seen old ladies who just do not care when they're just so old and they've been through everything and they just kind of say whatever's on their mind. They do whatever they want. I think this is why they chose this specific image. Also, she's holding a sunflower, giving her that same power that the sunflower has. And I really feel you're going to step into this and it will break you out of this Eight of Swords energy, no longer afraid of what it is you see, especially if you are intuitive. I feel like you used to block yourself out to a lot of what was surrounding you, whether that was knowing how things were going to go or knowing about certain situations. This is no longer going to be the case. You're going to step into this energy of saying whatever is on your mind and not caring what people have to say about it or what they think about it, because you're very much becoming more of an old soul. I think that you always have been, but it's going to become more apparent in how you very fearlessly state what is on your mind and what is going on, and just tell people, you know, how it is. With the Page of Wands and Justice here, I feel like you have been taken advantage of before in the past, pile 1. And with this newfound energy, this newfound confidence that is the Page of Wands, you're not going to be afraid of righting these wrongs, of bringing people to justice, of bringing justice specifically to yourself. You may find yourself defending people more, maybe calling people out on their behaviors, whether that's towards you or anybody else, or just in general. I really feel like this making yourself small to appease everybody else is not going to be working out for you anymore. And I feel like you've been really looking forward to this with the Two of Wands here. It's like it's looking on towards death. You've been looking forward to the death of this old energy that you carried, whether it was this traumatized child energy that you had, or whether it was just this, you know, weaker version of you. I don't like saying weaker, but definitely somebody who's not in their full power, in their full control, someone who hasn't self-actualized yet into the amazing human they are supposed to be. And And it's quite beautiful. It's almost like you knew there was a change needed, a desperate change needed, and you're finally being able to reach this. There is one word of caution, and it comes with these two cards. Because you are finally so in your because you're finally able to speak so freely, you kind of have to watch out what it is you say and around whom. Because if you look at this card, I actually really like this devil card. It's got the two little demons talking into this lady's ear, and thus it's like gossip, but you have to be careful what you say around certain people, or how you say it, how you present it, and just really know your audience, know who you are speaking to, because being so bold, speaking so boldly, you don't know who may overhear this and who may take it the wrong way, or who may come after you because of what it is you have said. So that's just one word of caution. I wouldn't take it, I'm not, trying to make you fearful of anything or not trust anybody, but definitely just be wary of your surroundings. And I really feel like you are definitely going to be doing this, especially with the Eight of Swords here, because you're taking off this mask, you're taking off all the blinds, all the blindfolds, you're taking out the earplugs, and you're becoming much more aware. So yeah, just be careful of this devil, whoever they may be, or it might just be an energy in general, because I think we all understand that not everyone is going to love us in everything we do and say. That's just part of life, it's just realistic. But I definitely feel like even if you do, you won't really care, or you will know when exactly that is that you have to scale it back. With the Page of Swords here, somebody who is embracing this new channel of communication. But that is all I have for the tarot. Let's move on to your advice cards to see what last messages are coming through for your goddess guidance, your goddess energy. I'm using the Work Your Light tarot deck. So, messages from my pile 1. The Great Gathering, it's all coming together. Intuitive hits and soul tribe. You may find more people that are like-minded individuals, or that you really resonate with, pile 1, as a result of this, because you're able to put yourself out there more. More people who are going to be drawn to you will be able to find you. And the Crumbling, what are you clinging on to? I feel like whatever you are clinging on to, you will not be able to hold on to it for much longer. This is mostly something that's outdated or has been a negative impact on you, that for whatever reason you were just, not letting go. It could still be parts of your old self that, just no longer resonate with you or with the current times. And then some advice from the Ritual deck as well, because I love it. Sorry again for the cut. Like I said, it's one of those days. And then for the Ritual deck cards, we have Third Eye, Enlightenment, Vision, Mindfulness. Blue, Peace, Respite, Psychic Protection, and Salt. So yeah, I get the feeling you're really, really coming into your intuitive potential, your intuitive powers, pile 1. And you're going to be needing quite a bit of protection, not to put you in a space of fear, but definitely do be aware of the energies that come in and out, and definitely set those barriers. I think when we first start realizing that we're intuitive and we can work with energy and be in people's energies and look into their energies, we kind of forget ourselves, and we really need to set up the boundaries, put the space between us, and just be wary of the protective energy. Make sure you are setting boundaries. With salt, it doesn't have to be anything fancy like Himalayan salt or Celtic sea salt. Some people say that it does. I think just regular table salt will be fine if you need to protect yourself from negative energies, maybe ghosts, if you're becoming somebody who is able to see ghosts. But definitely a lot of intuitive power here. Whatever you are clinging on to, it's going to fall away, because you will have no choice. You're going to be in such a higher level that you will realize that you were clinging onto it for all the wrong reasons, and that it no longer has any weight in your current energy. But I'm also noticing how all these colors are purple, pink, blue. You're just really stepping into this beautiful upper chakra energy, and you're going to be so wise, and you're just going to be able to communicate things so much in such a lovely manner, pile 1. And this is where I leave you today. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, pile 1. Let me know if any of this resonated, and if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey there, pile 2. If you chose this lovely flower agate, then we have your goddess guidance reading here for you today. We're going to start with the card you chose, and I think this is Sedna. Yeah, Sedna, the one down there, was once a beautiful Eskimo woman who lived with her father. I'm sorry. I know this isn't the word that is used anymore, so I'm sorry for anybody that this affects, but a beautiful woman who lived with her father. None of the local suitors appealed to her, and she refused to marry until a fulmar, a type of bird, from across the sea, promised to take her to his home of luxury. When she found she had been deceived and was ill-treated, she begged her father to take her home. As the two were crossing the water, a flock of fulmars caused a huge storm to arise. To save his own life, Sedna's father threw her into the ocean. As she clung onto the boat, he chopped off her fingers, which turned into whales, seals, and all the mammals of the sea. Sedna ascended to Adlivum, the underworld, where she now rules the dead. To ensure that she will continue to send food to hunters, shamans descend to visit her, comb her hair, and massage her mutilated hands. Sedna is a reminder of the nourishing gifts that are to be found deep in the dark, cold places that we most fear. So I'm getting that people may not have treated you very well in the past, pile 2. That's always what comes through with Sedna, because this isn't the first time I've heard her story. She actually comes through in a lot of my readings. I must have a connection to her that I'm not acknowledging. And likewise, I feel like even if you don't think you were mistreated in the past, maybe when you see it through your current lens, you realize that you were not being treated fairly. Definitely one of maybe, whether this was emotional or maybe even financial, I'm getting, you were not being done justice, and it was probably by those closest to you. It could have been by the men in your life. They'll only take that if it resonates. But let's move on with the rest of your oracles to see what goddesses are coming through and what other messages they can hold for you. Let me block this. Nectar of the Lotus. This is the Kuan Yin oracle, and you don't have to claim Kuan Yin because the whole oracle is about her. But if she comes up again, or if you just really, really resonate with Kuan Yin, then by all means, you can take her as a goddess message. Telepathy, transmission, perception, communication. Both 20 and 22 came here. So maybe the year 2022 is very important to you, or maybe somebody is 20 or 22, or maybe something significant happened between these 2 years for you. The Thorn, protection, boundaries, clear communication. Donna, High Priestess, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. And Freya, boldness. This is very cute. I like that. I like Freya. She is the goddess of love in Nordic mythology. And it's interesting that we have 2 goddesses from places in the world that are known to be cold. Sedna being from, what would be the word for it? The Inuit? The Inuit tradition, and Freya being from the Nordic tradition. So maybe you're from somewhere where it's really cold, or maybe you just like those areas, or you live there. And then Donna, I want to say she's Celtic because this looks like a Celtic a pattern. But again, cold places. You may also be blonde because her hair looks blonde. Or, I don't know why that's coming through. But I know Sedna's hair is black. She's always depicted as, your your average Inuit woman, but always very beautiful, always very sad. But what I'm getting from here is that there was your goddess guidance is helping you heal something or making a strength out of something that used to hurt. With the thorn here, protection, boundaries, and clear communication. You are so divinely protected that even if something bad happened to you, I feel like your guides, and for some reason your guides are coming through with this goddess guidance, we're making sure that you did not crumble fully and entirety, because there's still such a glow about all these goddesses. There's still a sense of peace. There's like nothing can tear you down, but you did unfortunately experience something, and maybe this is also just how you see it. You are refusing to see it as something that crippled you. You're seeing it as something that can help you move forward, especially with this card with Haria's on her chariot, the boldness. I feel like you may share your story a lot with others and it helps inspire them, but I'm getting every rose has its thorn, so you are very much the rose with your thorn, and this may still be a sensitive subject every now and then. I do feel like you're constantly working with this wound to just better understand what was going on, because whatever this trauma was, it was very deep. Even just hearing the story of Sedna, I mean, she was betrayed by the man she married, by her father, by everything. It feels like you may have some kind of complicated emotions towards or relationship with your father as well. Just take that if it resonates. If not, don't worry about it. With telepathy, I feel like you are somewhat telepathic. I do feel like, at least with certain people or in certain situations, you are able to communicate things without saying words. Pile 2. You may also be a life path 2, because there's a lot of 2s with 20 and 22 here. Maybe 2 is an important number. You may be in a partnership that really emboldens you, really allows you to be yourself. So even though you are with somebody, it's not like people don't see you for your individual energy, for the person you are. You very much bring a lot of credit to yourself for who you are without them, as well as with them. I'm getting a little bit of power couple vibes, because in a power couple, both people are able to stand very strongly individually as well as together. So when they do come together, it's kind of like an event, but individually, they very much are their own person. And I feel this very strongly with you, Pile 2. With High Priestess, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. I do feel like you're a bit of a teacher, somebody who helps heal, or somebody who just shares their experience a lot. You may run like a charity, a charity for a specific type of like a women's shelter, or just something where people come together to heal, where you have to share your stories and you grow and inspire each other. With I will read from the book about Nectar of the Lotus, because I love this deck, but it can be a little hard to pick up. But I'm getting, because you can't see this, but her breast was exposed. I really feel like you're not afraid of sharing the deep, intimate parts of your history. You're not afraid of being vulnerable, Pile 2. I don't usually have to talk about people's bodies here, but because she's offering this beautiful lotus, and the lotus is very it's a very deep symbol. Lotuses grow from the dirt, from the garbage in the center, or at the bottom of the pond, lake, the body of water. I don't remember which one it is, but they grow and they become this beautiful flower. And I think likewise, much like Sedna here, you're able to come from this very unseemly background, and you're just this divine presence in people's lives. I feel like if you told them where you came from, they wouldn't believe you, just because of how you're so well put together now. I really am getting like a divine presence with you. Like, this is very much the energy you radiate. You definitely radiate goddess energy, Pile 2, and it's so beautiful. And you're a very communication's coming up twice here, so I feel like regardless of what you do, you definitely share your story. You're definitely in a field or in a position where you speak a lot. and speak from the heart and speak with a lot of your words carry weight to them, pile 2. But I'm going to read on Nectar of the Lotus. The Divine Mother wishes that those who are meant to feed others will be fed too. Your devotion to helping others has the effect of squeezing the cosmic heart chakra of the Divine Mother. Her heart drips nectar, sweet, sustaining, life-affirming energy that feeds you and allows you to nourish many souls. So yeah, you definitely help others, and I think in turn they help you. It's very much a reciprocal giving of energy. No taking. It's just like whomever comes into your life and whoever you tell your story to is able to in turn lend you some advice or lend you some form of healing, and it's rather beautiful. I always saw the number 2 as quote quote the codependent number, but I'm starting to see it, especially in this reading, as more of something where reciprocity is of importance, and reciprocity is definitely something that comes through with you, my beautiful pile 2. But this is such lovely energy. I'm not getting anything else. You may just like flowers. I am feeling like you may be in the garden a lot. And you may have a dog. I know this is a wolf, but I feel like you have a dog that you have a very close connection to that is a little bit like your animal soulmate. Because animals can be soulmates. I see this a lot. Like, just certain animals have such a tender connection to their owners that it's like there's no way that you weren't meant to meet in this life, because they're just, they're just perfect for you. So again, take that if it resonates. You may work at an animal shelter as well, maybe specifically with wounded dogs or dogs that come from, just not the best backgrounds. Like I'm thinking pit bulls or what is it called? When dogs are missing their legs. Yeah, I feel like you're just a very healing person, pile 2, and I'm feeling that just speaking about you. So this is such beautiful energy. But let's tap into your tarot to see what other goddess guidance and messages are coming through. Because so far they have all been very beautiful, and even though it started off with a very sad card, I'm not feeling sad at all. I feel like this is how you are. Even when you share your story, you no longer let it have any negative impact on you. You no longer let it have any control over you. It doesn't have a hold on you anymore. It is just a story you tell to help people heal. We have the 3 of Wands, the King of Coins, the King of Cups, the 9 of Wands, and Death. Interesting, Death came up in the past reading too. And then I'm going to use the Sacred Sisterhood Tarot, which has been very lovely so far, but it is in French and it does have some nudity, so you may have to give me a minute to be able to display this. This is the Ace of Swords, the Lovers. Yeah, I was talking about a partnership. I really feel like this partnership is very influential in your life. The Queen of Swords. Yeah, definitely Queen of Swords energy here for you, pile 2. The 4. What is the 8? Oh God, I forgot. I will look this up. I am sorry that I don't know my tarot numbers. But as long as I've been reading them, I cannot remember. But just so you know what this is, it is a mother breastfeeding. So I'm getting nurturing vibes from that. And Justice. Another card that came out in the past reading. That's interesting. So we have, is that Strength? Yeah, that's Strength. But I'll double check because I can be wrong. I'm not always right. Yes, so Strength, which is interesting because usually in a Strength card, it's a woman taming a lion, and in this case, it's a mother taming a child. a child that we assume was crying. So I really feel like you have a very, very nurturing presence, pile 2. But let's start over here with the 3 of Wands and the Ace of Swords. I feel like you're very aware that your messages carry weight to them, that your messages are able to heal people and move them forward. 3 of Wands is a card about going forward with your plans, going forward on an adventure. And you can see because this girl is climbing up this ladder. So your words are able to inspire people to go forward with their story, maybe to even share it or to allow themselves to be inspired by it, to not just stay still there with the, you know, the hurt, the feelings that were provoked by it, but to be able to really do something about it. With the King of Coins and the Lovers here, I really feel like your partner, if you have one and if that resonated, is somebody who is very practical and very, very stable. I wanted to say financially stable, but I feel like, yeah, you know what, take that if it resonates. It can also be very financially stable. I genuinely feel that because of your partner, it doesn't even have to be a romantic partner. It could be just like a business partner who was able to support you because maybe they heard your story and they understood that there was, you would be able to make a living out of doing this. Not just because you deserve it for, you know, all the good that you do, but also because you may have needed it at that time. You may have needed some financial stability. But take whichever resonates. It could be both as well. But there is definitely somebody out there whom without their support, you may not be able to get your message out as widely as you are able to today, pile 2. And not that there's anything wrong with that. Because this is this could be an LGBTQ partnership as well. Take that if it resonates. I just felt like pointing that out. But regardless of who this person is, I feel like you're very grateful towards them as well. Maybe because in the past, whomever hurt you may have been a partner, business or romantic or otherwise. So the fact that you're able to have somebody now who is able to support you, you're very, very grateful for them. And maybe this is also part of your story, is how you found this partner and how, you know, you can love again because of just healing. With the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords here, it's a combination of being in this absolute nurturing energy, being in full control of your emotions, and I'm really, really feeling that with you, pile 2, and being able to be logical as well. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is very detached and logical, but in a nurturing way, which may sound a bit weird. It may sound like those two things do not go together, but it's just somebody reassuring you through logic, somebody who is able to reassure you through the processes that it takes to get from point A to point B. Maybe you have like a few steps, maybe you have like a certain, what's it called? An exercise or something where you're able to get people to follow certain steps to get to, you know, to point B, C, and D so that they can heal themselves. You might be a meditation coach, or maybe somebody who really maybe part of your course or your lectures, because I am feeling this is somebody who speaks a lot and, you know, this is what you do for a living, but also what you love. I feel like you teach them how to either write out their traumas, or to take certain steps, to meditate, to follow a course of action to get them somewhere so that they can heal. With the Nine of Wands and strength here, I really feel you find strength in your struggle. So if anything ever comes up in your life now, especially if it's something hard to do, you just find strength in it. It's like you refuse to see things as problems and more as challenges. You reword your phrasing so that it no longer has a hold on you, because the one thing you do not want to do is to have something control you, whether it's a fear, whether it's a, like I said, a challenge. You know you have the tools necessary to overcome anything in life, pile 2. With death and justice here, I'm getting that you embrace transforming yourself, however many times that is, because I'm not getting any heaviness from the death card at all. I'm getting a lot of, you're not afraid of transforming. You're not afraid of starting anew or starting from scratch. If you were ever guided to do so, or if you ever felt the need to do so, you know that you started from the bottom and now you're here. Some Drake coming through, who is a Scorpio, by the way, and death resonate is a Scorpio. Death is the card of Scorpio, and vice, however that is said. But yeah, you started from the bottom and now you're here. And if you had to start from the bottom again, you would get there again and even better, if that makes sense. With Justice here, you're very much aware of that sometimes certain things need to fall off or die or be transformed in order to gain justice, in order to gain balance in your life and in other people's lives. Because again, with the Lovers here, that's a card of balance to me, because it's the combining of two energies that are able to balance each other out. Certain signs that are coming through, even though we're pretty well balanced here when it comes to all four elements, but Scorpio with death, Libra with justice, Leo with force, and Gemini with the Lovers here. Take that only if it resonates, of course. I'm just bringing these up because I know some people resonate a lot more with the astrology. But no goddesses. This has been interesting. I used this deck specifically because I thought certain goddesses would come through, but nothing so far. But that is all for... Also, somebody definitely see you as a mother figure. Somebody sees you as a mother figure. Or people in general. Some people see you as a mother figure. Sorry that I'm having trouble like getting my words out. I don't know. When I talk too much, my mouth gets a little weird. It gets a little dry, but at the same time, I can't bring out the words I want to say as thoroughly, if that makes sense. But let's move on to your closing messages. We have the Work Your Light Oracle, as well as the Ritual deck, which is great to work with goddess energy, energy healing, light spells if you do those, which I don't. And I only recommend you do them if you are doing them through, you know, a lot of love and with no intention to manipulate anybody. But we have Get Grounded, Empaths, Highly Sensitives connect with nature. This came out in the last reading as well. And no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. So if you had like a yes or no question on your mind lately, or maybe you asked it before you clicked on this reading, the answer is no. I'm also getting Tower moment here. So whatever you were asking yes or no about, it may give you Tower energy where it comes unexpectedly. If so, just say no to it. Because I feel you're somebody who's very prepared. And if you weren't able to prepare for this, then it's a no. Let me get one more card for you. Starseed, what lights you up? Yeah, I'm getting Starseed energy from you. And then, if you're wondering what Starseeds are, it's basically intuitives, people highly connected to their energy. There's a lot of words for these things, and I never really rest on one because I know to different people it's going to resonate differently. Basically, somebody who works a lot with their light and somebody who's able to heal and transform. But honestly, if you've clicked on any tarot reading before and have, you know, resonated very, very highly with it, I feel like you are. A lot of us are. But anyway, onto the ritual deck. We have Fire, Courage, Release, Masculine Energy. I was getting a bit of masculine energy coming through for you, Pile 2. And Violet, Spirituality, Magic, and Attunement. So even this card has fire in it because it is a candle. So I'm getting that you really light up people's magic, if that makes sense. You really allow them to be in their full power and just remind them of how powerful you are. And the goddess guidance coming through for you is to just keep doing what you're doing. Maybe get a little bit more grounded. Remind yourself to come back to that space where you're joyous and happy, especially because you're having to retell your story so much. I did mention that it no longer has any hold on you, but I feel like certain times, or, you know, just depending on how you're feeling, it does come back to you and you embody it fully. So just be very wary that you release this energy and that you're very in tune with your current self, and to release anything that is no longer, you know, up to date with the person you are now. And this includes other people's energies, especially if you're having to listen to their stories. Don't let anything hold on to you. Just allow them to heal and release. But this is all I have for you today, Pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me be in this beautiful energy and for letting me read for you. And if you feel the need to do so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello there, Pile 3. If you chose the lepidolite palm stone, we have your goddess guidance reading here for you today. We're going to start with the oracle card that you chose from the goddess knowledge cards. We have Hel. Hel is the Norse queen of the underworld, a mother goddess in her underworld guise. She rules over a fiery womb of regeneration and is especially responsible for those who die of disease or old age. Her underworld, unlike the Christian Hell, which received its name from her, is simply an otherworld, a place of renewal rather than a place of punishment and misery. When northern shamans visit her realm, they put on a hellcap, a magic mask, sometimes a helmet, that renders them invisible. It is possible that the masked harlequin, a standard character in Commedia dell'arte, in Commedia dell'arte, was originally one of the kindred of the goddess Hel. Hel is an embodiment of the divine mystery, a challenge to look behind the mask of appearances to see things as they really are. I'm also getting from Thor Ragnarok, if you've ever seen that, his sister is the goddess Hel, or Hela, but it's the same one, right? Yeah, the Norse queen of the underworld. So I'm getting Scorpio vibes already just from this, because even though it's Nordic, I still feel like this mask wearing, this regenerative energy is very much Scorpio. But let's move on with the oracles to see what other goddess guidance is coming through. From the Kuan Yin oracle, we have Mother of Mercy. You don't have to take Kuan Yin because there's been a Kuan Yin card in all the readings. But if for whatever reason she does resonate with you, maybe she's already one of your goddesses, you can take it. But you know, take what resonates. With precognition, psychic ability, future vision. Every single reading has had something about psychic vision, intuitiveness, communication, anything to that effect. So this is very interesting. Sophia, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, destiny. Somebody may be named Sophia or Destiny, because that was also coming through. You got 2 Rose Oracle cards, actually. The Wastelands, sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. I can never pronounce this. Eirakura, blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process, and do not give up. And Atargatis, balance. This is lovely. Oh, I love how these two match. Let's do this. So I did a little bit of reading, and Eirakura is actually also a goddess of the underworld, and that paired with Hel here, I really do feel that this scorpionic transformational energy is very much what you're going through right now, my Pile 3. I'm getting, you may be into mermaids, but I'm also getting that you're definitely, you've been doing the work that it takes to be where you are right now. You've been doing the work, and I feel like you're finally accepting that you have to change your ways, or that you have to let go of your old self. With the Mother of Mercy here, this is Kuan Yin at what she does best, giving mercy. I really feel like you've this is accepting our past self and where we were wrong and where we may have been lower energy, and also forgiving ourselves so that we can move forward. That's what's coming through with these cards. With psychic ability and future vision, you might be starting to see some glimpses of your future. And this could be both in, if you continue in the way that you are, you may be able to see how that is going to come about. Or if you shift and change and do the work that it takes to be in a better vibration, you will also see just what a different future that might entail for you. So I really feel like you've been in a super meditative space. I'm getting somebody who is like living their third eye energy, which is very interesting, especially because there's a lot of purple, but it's a soft purple. It's this lavender. This may be your favorite color. I know it's mine, or one of my favorite colors. You may resonate a little bit with the Little Mermaid myth, both the Disney version and the original Hans Christian Andersen version, which is my favorite, where she turns into sea foam at the very end because the prince doesn't choose her. And I feel like these might be like you actually looking at two different visions of yourself, and one where the prince does choose you and where the prince doesn't. And I'm not saying you need a prince in your life or anything. I'm just saying that you're looking at how this very same story can play out very differently. And in this case, the story is yours. At least that's how I'm seeing it. And in the original one, she turns into sea foam, which is just coming back to the ocean, coming back to, again, it's a form of death. This transformational death. With the wasteland, sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. I really feel like you've been neglecting a lot of yourself, pile 3. You may have been lacking some self-love. You may have been lacking something that nurtures you and really forces you to be in a better light, whether that's through more rest, whether that's through finding better environments to be in, or to be around just, better people for yourself. I really feel like you've neglected a lot of yourself in the past, and you have accepted that you want to change. I feel like you hit rock bottom and you understand there's no way to go but up, but you don't just want to go up, you want to go to the highest point that you can. With divine plan, wisdom, intelligence, I really feel like you're tapping into what they call infinite intelligence. You may have been listening to a lot of YouTube videos with, what's it called? Abraham Hicks or Esther Hicks. Maybe you listen to inspirational videos just in general, or meditative, guided meditations, because I'm seeing somebody who is very much in their own world. I feel like you're checking out from reality to really heal your soul, is what I'm getting. And you may second guess yourself a lot. I feel like you don't know whether your stuff is working or not, and I'm here to tell you it is. Just keep on track. It's like a muscle. Our energy and our intuitive ability, they're all like muscles, and the more we do it, the better we get at it. The better we get, the more frequently we are in our heart space and in this, beautiful, joyous love energy, the better we get at staying in there and to always live from that space. All it takes is practice. As with anything, all it takes is practice. So there's a lot of blue, green, and green. So heart, throat, third eye chakra. These are the most prevalent ones working for you right now, or that you should be focusing on. And yeah, don't be surprised that in the process of healing yourself, you become more psychic. Some numbers that are standing out, 19 and 13. Maybe this is like an age you are healing, or these are the ages where a lot of this came through. My readings are for 18 plus, but if something that occurred to you when you were 13 is coming up, I would just suggest you heal that or forgive yourself for it. And also remember that at 13, you are still very much a child, even if you are, becoming a teenager and gaining a few more liberties. Even at 19 to me is still a baby. I don't know if you met a 19-year-old lately. If you're not 19, they very much still feel like children. So these are very young ages. And whatever you did during these ages, again, just forgive. This is a 6-year time span. So even if it wasn't during those ages, maybe something that occurred during 6 years, maybe what you are currently healing. Some of you may be 19, or maybe this started when you were 19. But yeah, let's move on to the tarot. By the way, whatever energy you are currently tapping into is very lovely. It's a lot better than your past energy that feels very heavy. And I actually feel it like right between my stomach and my heart, whatever that energy is. Just letting you know if you do work with the chakras to release blockages. But let's move on to the tarot. I'm using, and oh, by the way, remember to stay hydrated. I had to hydrate a lot with this, and maybe that's another thing that's coming with the mermaid. If you like mermaids and you're into that mermaid vibe, remember to stay hydrated. And even if you're not, drink a lot of water. So we're using Tarot of the Divine, and we have the Magician, 8 of Coins, 6 of Cups, it's very lovely energy, 5 of Swords, and Page of Cups. This is, oh my god, what's their name? The Isis? I want to say this is the goddess Isis, and this is the first time a goddess has actually come through in Tarot of the Divine, even though I've been using it for this entire reading. So congratulations, you actually got a goddess out of it. I'm kind of annoyed. When you use something for a specific purpose and that purpose never comes through. Maybe you're also this way. Maybe you've known your whole life that you were psychic, but you never actually had to use those talents until now. Take that if it resonates. But yeah, this is Osiris, Set, and Isis. Set overthrows his brother Osiris and is being gloated over his brother's inconsolable wife, Isis. I'm getting divorce energy here for some reason. For some of you, this won't resonate with all of you, but if maybe at around 13 or 19 your parents separated and that's something you're having to heal, maybe this is just resonating. Or if you haven't thought about it that way, this may be something that you have to heal. Parents, or maybe just like an adult couple in your life that had a prominent impact on you. My parents have never divorced, but there have been a lot of aunts and uncles that have separated that, you know, I grew up with that have had a slight impact on me, subtly, subconsciously for sure. I just bring that up in case this is something you are wanting to heal. But moving on with clarifiers for the tarot, I'm using a new deck, the Sacred Sisterhood. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have Justice. Justice has come up in every single reading. I really feel like the main theme of this goddess guidance reading is justice, righting wrongs. The Queen of Cups. I love this because she is serving the tea, so you don't have to spill it. The Page of Wands. This is very interesting. Nothing but sword suits and one major arcana. And the King of Wands, which also came up in pile 1 if you were drawn to that at all. And I'm getting back of the deck energy with Ace of Swords. And back of the deck energy for the other deck, which I just thought to look at right now, is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so several things. First of all, you're coming into such powerful energy, pile 3. You're definitely becoming the master of your own realm, of your own emotions, of your own life. I feel like, and take this only if it resonates, I feel like this is very young energy. I'm getting like early 20s, somebody who is learning to become an adult. Or if you don't resonate with that, if you are much older, you may be trying to heal something from that time frame, if that makes sense. I did get 19 in the Oracle, so maybe this is something that is coming through. Regardless, I am getting what needs to heal is very young, a young adulthood type of energy. With the Magician and the Knight of Pentacles here, I really feel like this is going to be a slow but steady progress of your healing. A slow but steady progress of your intuitive power, of coming into your, in this meditative space that allows you to create and nurture and feel joy and love and just be one with the universe. It's going to be a very slow but steady journey. And this is okay. This is actually one of the best cards you could have for starting a very solid foundation. But it's definitely progressing forward, if that makes any sense. So even if you feel any setbacks, don't be discouraged. Just keep going. With the 8 of Coins here and Justice, I feel like you have reaped reward. Well, they're not rewards. You have reaped something you have sown that maybe you didn't plant or that you didn't deserve, because I'm getting something you reaped that is negative. Maybe it was some bad karma that you were trying to understand where it came from, because maybe you're somebody who's never really done anything so malicious that it warranted that. So I'm getting, because there are so many court cards here, I always take court cards to mean people. I feel like there's been a lot of people's energies in your field that you have been needing to clear out, because when we don't clear out their energies, we take on their energies, and as a result, we sometimes take on their own crap. I feel like you're trying to get rid of some crap you inherited from somebody, whether that be family, friends, or just somebody near you. And this Justice card is trying to right that wrong. You are trying to disconnect those cords, trying to eliminate those energies so that you are not taking in anything that does not belong to you. And this includes the bad karma that comes along with it. With the 6 of Cups and the Queen of Cups, I'm just getting such beautiful energy, this reciprocating energy. I feel like you're going to be forming connections with people that are just like you when it comes to the reciprocity of love and the reciprocity of warmth, of warmness, of, you know, just finding the people that resonate with you, that are love-based, that work from a love energy. These can be friends, these can be colleagues that do the same thing you do, and they're going to just adore you. There's going to be a nurturing energy between you and your friends or your group of people that is going to really help you find a sense of home. This is like your soul tribe kind of energy, your soul family. And I feel from here, you're going to be able to really heal even more so than you already have. With the 5 of Swords, I was already getting, of course, divorce energy, but I'm also getting just heartbreak, and not like 3 of Swords heartbreak. This is more the lasting effects of everybody else's drama around you, if that makes sense. I don't know why that specifically is coming through. The Page of Wands, I'm getting a very young person. I am getting somebody who is very talented at what they do, and I get the feeling that if this ability had been acknowledged in you from when you were very young, people would have considered you to be such a what's the word? An ingenue? I forget, but when you're a child prodigy, essentially, and maybe you did play something or do something as a child that was that made people consider you a child prodigy, but yeah, it doesn't matter whether it was acknowledged or not, because wherever you are now in life, you're meant to do it. You will what is meant for you will not pass you up. It will arrive at exactly the right time. I'm also getting just such sluggish energy. Whatever this is, I'm having to like clear it out as I go, because there is something within that kundalini, I'm feeling it in the back of the spine, that is preventing you from really being able to open up. Take that if it resonates. It could just be me and I'm clearing it out as I'm reading this. And then with the Page of Cups here and the King of Wands, it's very interesting. I have lots of childlike energy, so I'm feeling that you're healing a lot of childhood wounds. And this also resonated in pile 1. So if you were drawn to pile 1, but you chose this instead, you may want to go back and hear what that has to say. But I love the old the older woman that they choose to be the King of Wands, because an old woman does not give a crap about what anybody else has to say or what they have to tell her. She is very much in her power because she has lived through all of it. And I feel this is where the energy you are trying to embody, where you're trying not to live in this childlike energy anymore. Because the Page of Cups can be a very beautiful declaration of love. It could also be a renewed love of life, just seeing everything through the eyes of a child that loves everything and everyone. But at the same time, having the wisdom of that sassy old lady who's not going to take any bullshit from anybody. It's balancing these two beautiful energies together to have your own unique persona. And then with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Coins, you are planting seeds for a beautiful future. You are also very tactfully placing them where they need to be, wherever that may be and however that may be. I think you're learning to know exactly what you are doing and at an accelerated pace, because now that I'm speaking, I'm not feeling that sluggish communicative energy coming through. I'm channeling a lot more clearly. So if you felt any of that, I hope the rest of you are also communicating a lot more clearly now and not feeling any sluggishness or anything that is, slowing you down. Because especially with the Knight of Pentacles here, the Knight of Pentacles can feel like a slowdown sometimes, but the truth is it's very steady pacing to get to where you need to be. But that is all I have for the tarot. Let's move on to your closing advice cards. But yeah, I see a lot of promise in you. Also, Fairy Godmother, I think you're connecting with your guides as well, if you haven't already. So we're going to be using the ritual deck, just in case you are somebody who works with ritual type things. We have Tiwaz, Sacrifice, Justice, Spirit Warrior. I'm definitely getting that for you, pile 3. This is what you're becoming, even though you are currently in a very soft energy. And I don't mean this as weak, I mean it as very gentle. You are going to become a spirit warrior, and this is the beauty about working with spirituality. When you are a gentle soul, this does not make you any less powerful. It can make you just as powerful as anybody, but you are expressing it in a very gentle manner. Just because you don't have to come on forcefully or strongly to make an impact on people. Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of tenderness and love to really shift somebody. I've seen it before. I used to have one of my ex-boyfriends. He was used to just being, I want to say verbally abused or just verbally attacked. Like, arguments were very common with him. And then one day he did something, he messed up big time, and he messed up a thing of mine. I'm not going to say what it is, but I was not mad at him. I told him, and I remember stepping aside and talking to him, looking at him, saying, I'm not mad at you for this. This is okay. Stuff happens. And that shifted him so profoundly. I could feel it. It's like a big weight was lifted off his heart and shoulders. Like, he honestly thought I was going to berate him or something. And it's like, no, stuff happens. And I'm glad I did. It didn't last, obviously, not because he was bad or anything. It was just, I think he needed a lot more healing that he was willing to admit. And maybe that relationship resonates with you, pile 3. I don't know why I felt the need to share that. But anyway, we have pink, love, romance, friendship. Okay, so maybe there was a romance that kind of brought this on as well, or a friendship. And one more for you. Throw authenticity, communication, and leadership. Oh yeah, you're going to be working on that throat chakra, because I feel like a lot of my viewers do. That, or it could be me just refusing to drink enough water. You know what? Best way to clear the throat chakra, drink more water. It's the simplest thing you could do, and something you need to do anyway. We have Work Your Light Oracle with Imrama, where you are being called to journey to. I'm taking that metaphorically, like, what space do you need to be in to get to where you want to be? Whether it's a space of gratitude, a space of acceptance, a space of connection. I'm really getting all those higher chakra energies. Because you're already operating at a space of love. I think you need to go above that to get to where you want to be. And mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Interesting that all these colors blend so well together. Lots of pinks and lots of blues. Also, these are both words that I do not, I think they're places. Actually, let me read the booklet. But with Tiwa's, lots of justice. I'm seeing you fighting on a spiritual realm, fighting for what is, for your sense of peace and for the peace of others. This is interesting. Why can I not find it? Okay, there we go. Imrama. The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul. Yeah, which is what I was explaining. A voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pulled this card, you're either being called on a soul journey or already on one. Yeah, it could be to a physical ancient place or metaphoric. I'm pretty sure it's metaphoric. And yeah, I can tell you're already on your journey. So this is just affirmation that you are on the right path. My beautiful pile 3. And mintakan. Kind of wish you know how to pronounce these, because I speak 2 languages. I always want to make sure that I'm pronouncing things right. Longing for home, belonging, the original light. Mintakans are a soul group who originated on a planet in the constellation Orion. So Orion may be important to you, pile 3. They were the first star beings to travel to Earth and believed to be the original light workers. The Mintakan's home planet is thought to have been a water world with water so pure that you could see through it for miles. For this reason, Mintakans feel most at peace and at home when in or around crystal clear water. And you know what? The mermaid came through, so maybe you find a lot of sense of peace near water. Pile 3. I definitely think you're one of, you love mermaids and you are a mermaid person and probably wanted to be a mermaid when you were younger. So that's beautiful. Yeah, there's a mermaid down here. You can't really see. Or maybe you can. I don't know. But maybe you feel a connection with this place, or you've seen it in a dream. It's interesting. But either way, this is where I leave you, my beautiful dear pile 3. Let me know if any of this resonated, and I wish you so much luck and many blessings on your spiritual journey. If you feel the need to do so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye.